And Wall Street took a big hit on Monday amid fears over the rapidly spreading coronavirus as investors worry about the impact on travel, tourism, and broader economic activity. For more, I do want to bring in Chris Markowski, the founder of Markowski Investments and host of the national radio program Watchdog on Wall Street. Hi, Chris. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Good afternoon, Greta. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. No coronavirus yet. I'm hanging in there.
That's good to hear. Let's look at this situation broadly. Why do viral outbreaks like this have this type of impact on markets around the world?
Well, again, everybody's looking at what happened in the past. Greta, back in 2003, we had the major SARS virus that took place, and the markets took a big double-digit hit on that because it's the unknown. Markets hate more than anything else. They hate uncertainty. So you couple a virus in China with uncertain. Chinese information is never correct. You take a look at even their economic numbers that they put out there. They say they're growing at 6%, but nobody believes it. They give you information in regards to the amount of people that are infected or the amount of people that are dying, and nobody knows whether or not to believe it. Uncertainty does damage on the markets, and yet we still don't really know what's going on over there.
You talk about uncertainty doing damage to the markets, but you also talk about this being in China. Does this have more of an impact on the markets because this is in China versus an outbreak in somewhere like Africa, as China is, of course, a major financial hub for all of the world?
Oh, absolutely. Not too long ago, what was it, but 2000, I'm trying to remember the year, 2013, if I'm not mistaken, where the Ebola virus was big in the news, and there was a case, I think, that was in Dallas, Texas, if I'm not mistaken. It did some damage to the markets here, but it came back quickly. We do a really good job of handling things here in the United States. Our National Health Service is outstanding in handling this. When it comes to China, again, you got a big supply chain there. You've got a lot more planes flying in and out of the United States and all over the globe, not just the United States, Europe, and everywhere. There is a concern.
U.S. stocks rebounding today as investors do switch their focus to earnings season. Some big companies are reporting this week. Apple in just a few minutes, Facebook tomorrow, Amazon on Thursday. What are you expecting to see from these key FANG stocks this week?
Well, I think the FANG stocks are going to do fine. And I think the FANG stocks was an interesting story today, actually looking to going to the government and saying, hey, regulate us now. And I found that fascinating in the sense that they're so big and powerful now that they're willing to go to the government and say, hey, you can regulate us and then you can box out all of our competition at the same time. They're pretty much the only game in town. And if they get in bed with the government, they're going to be even bigger than that. It's going to be too big to fail, part two.
Looking into another big thing that investors do track on Wall Street, of course, trade relationships with other foreign trading partners is key. President Trump getting ready to sign the USMCA tomorrow. Canada's parliament expected to ratify that agreement next. What kind of impact can we expect to see on Wall Street as that deal is finalized?
I think that's already kind of baked in to the markets right now. As far as trade deals are concerned, I think everybody's looking forward right now to what's going to happen with Brexit and the UK. Obviously, a major story today where the UK said, hey, you know what? We're going to do a little bit of business with Huawei when it comes to 5G. Basically stick our toe in the water, not go all the way in. And we're not exactly thrilled about that. But again, a great opportunity to cut a deal with the UK, see what's going to happen and how Europe's going to react to that. Because Trump has said he wants to get a deal with the UK and Europe by the end of the year.
All right, Chris Markowski there joining us to talk about the market impact of the coronavirus and what's coming up this week on Wall Street. If you'd like to hear more of his analysis, visit watchdogonwallstreet.com to find out where you can hear his radio show. Thanks so much for joining us today, Chris.
Thank you so much.
Want to see more videos?